Hey, what's going on everybody? This is my iQOO 13, probably the most value for money flagship of 2025. I have already uploaded the unboxing and first impressions, so do check them out and a lot more content is coming up. In this video, we're going to take a look at Grid Legends, which just released today on Android. And folks, this is the first modern AAA port that has landed on Android. All thanks to the good folks at Feral Interactives who previously blessed Android with Alien Isolation, Grid Autosport, Total War games, among others. Grid Legends came out for PCs and consoles in 2022, I believe, and was later ported to macOS and iPadOS by the same guys. Finally, it's available on Android at a really good price of 429 Indian rupees or $5 US, which is actually less than half of what it costs in the iOS App Store. Alright, let's check it out then. First, let's take a look at the graphics options, which are just like Grid Autosport: graphics priority, performance, and battery saver. We are going to take a look at graphics and performance visual modes. So graphics mode is capped at 30 FPS and the performance mode is capped at 40 FPS on Android. But just like Grid Autosport, you can tweak all the graphics settings and frame rate cap by editing the preference file, and I'll set the cap to 60 FPS for the performance test coming up. Alright, taking a look at the differences in graphical fidelity between the two modes, and it's actually a pretty big difference. I am playing at night with rainstorm weather to show the maximum difference, and you can see a huge difference in reflection quality, shadows, and even texture quality. Don't get me wrong, even the performance mode looks miles better than any game on the Android platform, but the graphics priority mode looks downright gorgeous. It's crazy how this big AAA game with all these crazy graphics is running on a phone with limited power and thermal constraints. Finally, let's take a look at performance. I am using the iQOO 13 with Snapdragon 8 Elite and I am in the monster performance mode. I do want to point a major thing, and that is performance can greatly vary based on the race conditions, like number of cars on track, your position in the race, and majorly what weather condition you are in. I am testing the performance with 22 cars and in the given location and circuit, and I'm going to test in the most demanding night storm condition for a stress test. And also I'm going to test once in the less demanding daytime condition. First, let's test with the default frame rate caps in graphics mode, that is 30 FPS. So you can see that night condition is clearly more demanding than daytime. We were able to manage a perfect 30 FPS in both cases, but we used 5.27 watt during the night and only 4.35 watt during the day, a difference of 21%. Next up, let's test the default frame rate caps in performance mode, that is 40 FPS. And once again, we are able to average an almost perfect 40 FPS in both situations. But once again, nighttime pushed the 8 Elite to utilize 18% more power. Now let's update the frame rate cap to 60 FPS by modifying the preference file. Just look for frame rate limit and update the value. You can also play around with all the other settings and try to max out the graphics, or you can make your own potato graphics mode as well. Alright, now let's test graphics mode first with the updated frame rate cap. Here you can see that the 8 Elite in the iQOO 13 just about manages 50 FPS while consuming a whopping 8.7 watts in the crazy demanding night storm weather. To be honest, that's actually really impressive if you compare with laptop graphics hardware, shows how much more efficient ARM is. This is after all an extreme test with the most demanding weather effect and maximum cars on the track. Maybe with updates the performance can get better, who knows. So there's that. It does a lot better during the daytime with an average of 56 FPS and better stability and lower power draw. Finally, let's test the performance modes now. This time the iQOO 13 does a lot better in the night storm weather with an average of 57 FPS. It still does draw 8.7 watt. And during the daytime condition it averages 59 FPS while drawing less than 8 watt. Alright guys, this was a quick look at Grid Legends. I'll also test this game on my Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 Galaxy Tab S9, which is a minimum requirement for this game. I will also do a stress test on the iQOO 13 with this game and also try to unlock all graphical options. So make sure to subscribe and turn notifications. Take care and I'll catch you in the next one guys. Peace.